Okay, let's get started. So yesterday we started looking at scientists, we started looking at some famous scientists, and I got you to start thinking about some of the things that scientists do. But first thing, who made the paper helicopter? Kimmy.
Yes.
Yeah, how'd it go? Did it work?
Yes.
Okay, Trixie, you made it as well. Did it work?
It did.
It did? Cool, good job. Do you have it with you?
Yes.
Did anyone else make it or try to make it? Did anyone find out it didn't work? Oh, Cherry, what's this? Do you have it there?
Yeah.
Aha, Cherry, let me see. Can you drop it and can we see if it works? Okay, so let's see. Can you drop it and let's see if it works? Let me see. Right, ready? Go. It does work. It does work. It's really good. Okay, let's. Did anyone try to make it and it didn't work? Okay, Billy, what happened? Why didn't it work?
Yesterday I make it, but when I throw it, it falls and it does not work.
It does not work. Okay, so let me ask you a question then. If you were an engineer, Engineer Billy, what would Engineer Billy do to try and make it work?
Look at the video again.
The video again, okay. And what do you think didn't work? Why do you think it didn't work?
I think because I doesn't have tape and paper clip.
You didn't have tape and a paper clip. Okay, fair enough. So your materials. All right, okay, that's fair enough. So, good job for anyone who tried. Good job for anyone who it didn't even work for. You know, it's not something easy to do. I tried to do it. I couldn't do it. Aha, Trixie, you have it? Okay, Trixie, let's see if we can get your helicopter to work. Okay, no problem. Don't worry. Okay, so yeah, good job. That's a really simple engineering thing that you can do. Okay, so you take a design, do your best to try create it as best you can, but sometimes it doesn't always work, right? Sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes you don't have the right materials. These are all things that engineers will go through on a daily basis. They'll figure out, okay, what didn't work? What can I try differently? Who thinks that they can make it better? What way do you think you can improve on the helicopter to make it better? Okay, I'm going to give you a hint. What the paperclip is for two things, okay? The paperclip was to hold a piece of paper in place, but it's also there to add some weight. What could be another way you could add some weight to the helicopter? What could you do? Yeah, Billy.
I think we should fold the paper more.
You can fold the paper more, yeah. So one of the reasons you use paper is because the paper is light, okay? So it's going to spin because of the wind. You could use card, okay? You can use a piece of card. A card would be heavier. You wouldn't have to use the paper clip, and will actually allow you to build the helicopter. What you need to make sure is though that the end bits are still kind of floppy, right? What I'll do for you is I live on like a 4th floor apartment, and it's really windy outside my apartment. So what I'll do is I'll build one today, and I'll throw it off my 4th floor apartment block, and I'll see how far we can get it to go, and I'll send you all the video. And I'll try different materials. I'll try card and I'll try paper, see how it goes. Okay, let's jump into what we're going to do today. So we're going to keep going on talking about some scientist stuff. We're going to look at some vocabulary words about scientists, and then we're going to try to do a live quizzes, okay? So let's get started. Let's look at some vocabulary words. Okay, so to give an explanation about what science is, okay, so science is the study. It's the study of natural or physical things. As we looked at yesterday, we looked at some types of science. Who can remember the name of a type of science we looked at? We looked at 3. One of them was earth sciences. What's an earth science? Rosie, what is earth science?
I think earth science study of nature or something that about earth.
Um, there's something about Earth, right, is correct. Like nature science is natural science. It's actually science, nature science. It's actually a type of science itself. But Earth science is just something different. Who can guess or tell me what Earth science is? Okay, Winter. What's the Earth made of?
The Earth is made of magma and liquid metal plus solid metal.
Okay. Billy, what is magma?
Magma is the lava inside a volcano.
Yeah, but what is magma? What's it made of? Hacker. Winter, what's magma?
Magma is made of liquid metal.
No, liquid rock. It's liquid rock. The Earth is made out of rocks. Okay, it's made out of rocks. The Earth is a big rock. Okay, there's a saying. The Earth is the third rock from the sun. Okay, so you've got Mercury, Venus, Earth. Earth is the third rock from the sun. Okay, third rock. Earth is made of rock. So Earth sciences is about planets and rocks. That's an Earth science. Earth science looks at rocks, geology, things like this, looks at planets. Natural sciences are things that look at nature. You've got physical sciences, which look at energy and matter, law of conservation of motion, quantum mechanics, all of the stuff that Einstein loved, that was physical. If you were to think of science in three ways, you could think of chemistry, biology, and physics, okay? Physics is to do with matter, biology is to do with things that are alive, chemistry is to do with chemicals. Simple as. In that picture that you're seeing in the bottom, I would say that is chemistry 100%. Big, fun chemistry. I really want to do that. That looks loads of fun. Okay, moving on. A scientist. A scientist is someone that studies a scientific area in order to advance our knowledge of that science. What do you think that means? Advance our knowledge of that science. I'll explain. Advance means to go forward. So what a scientist does is a scientist studies a particular area of science in order to make the knowledge of the human race go forward in that area. Okay, so if someone was studying nature, they would study nature to find out more about nature so we could know more about nature. Okay, observation. What does observation mean? Or who can give me an example of an observation? Okay, Pumpkin. Tell me something you can see right now. Tell me something that you can observe.
I can see my computer.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the one thing you can see is your computer. What about, who can tell me something that they can see or observe in Hanoi about traffic in Hanoi? What can you see about traffic in Hanoi? Let's go, Noob. So when you're on the bike or when you're in a car and you're looking out the window or you're looking beside you, what can you see or what can you even hear about the traffic in Hanoi? Can you say it's loud? Can you say it's crazy? Say people drive very fast, they drive very slow. What can you say?
They drive very slow.
Okay, so there's an observation, okay? You can observe that the traffic in Hanoi goes very slow. But just so you know, observation uses all of your senses, okay? Smell, sight, hear, touch, taste. These are all parts of an observation. Observation does not just mean your eyes, okay? It means everything that you have to look at something. So if you're a scientist, what are you going to do? You're going to carefully observe, okay? Imagine you are working in nature and you are studying spiders, okay? And you wanted to know why spiders need 8 legs. So what are you going to do? You're going to keep looking. You're going to see what happens, right? Now imagine you are observing the way that is best to cook chicken. And you are going to look, you're going to smell, you're going to taste. These are all parts of your observations, okay? So an observation is anything to do with what you can see, hear, smell, taste, touch about a particular topic. So a scientist spends time to observe everything that's happening with their study in order to help them, okay? The reason they do observations is for this next section, which is super important. It's called a hypothesis. It's a difficult word to say. Right. A hypothesis is an idea or a thought, okay? So imagine you're a scientist. The first thing you do is an observation. you study it, and then you take a guess about why it is that way. Who can have a guess why my hair looks like this? Billy, why does my hair look so silly?
I have two reason. Because when you wake up, when you're sleeping and you wake up, your hair looks like that.
Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks, Billy. What's your other reason?
It's when you just take a shower.
Okay, fine. Rosie, why does my hair look so silly?
Because you just shaking your head and your
Okay.
hair like a mess.
Okay, cool. Thanks. And Trixie, why do you think my hair looks so silly?
I think that you just took your hand and scrubbed your hair with it.
Okay, fine. Cool. Okay, I would agree with all of you. So, in this situation, what you've done is you've looked and you've taken a guess, right? You said, okay, well, what can I see? What can I guess about why it is this way? And this is what a scientist will do. A scientist will spend time looking at something, taking the time to look at it and try to figure out why it is like this, okay? What they do is they use the words. I'm going to show you this as well because there's a specific way they do it. So a hypothesis sentence generally always begins with if. So if the train is late, it is because there is something on the tracks. If the student didn't do well in their tests, it is because they didn't study. Now, these are all things which I can observe, but there's no way for me to prove them, right? There's no way for me to actually say, okay, well, you know, that's the reason. So what a scientist will do is, okay, so they will observe, they'll make their observations, they'll see what's going on, and then they'll make a hypothesis. They'll say, if Ryan's hair looks silly, it is because he just got out of bed, or he just had a shower, or he brushed his head, or because he's shaking his head. So these are all hypotheses, right? There's no way to prove them unless you go into lots and lots of detail and spend more time observing and trying to find the true answer, okay? Okay, so this is very, very quick. What we'll do is, it all ends up in investigation, okay? This is the examination or research into something, and it's done in a systematic way. For investigation, in particular in science, you will always go observation, hypothesis, and it's always going to follow that same track. They're always going to be investigate or observation first and then hypothesis. So a scientist will go step by step to find out more about things using investigation and observation to deliver a hypothesis about something. For your homework, what I'm going to ask you to do is to think about some hypothesis that you can see in your own home. What I'll do is I'll send you this presentation. There's an example at the end of the presentation with a brief explanation here. Example, I watched my cat sleep for 12 hours. If my cat slept for 12 hours, then it was because the cat was very sleepy. Just a very simple and quick hypothesis. This is something I'd like you to do on your own. Please do about 2 or 3, as many as you possibly can. I'll send you a form. And that's all for today. We'll go through this quizzes tomorrow. I'll make sure we go through some of the questions. Okay, everyone. Bye-bye. 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 Love you. Bye-bye.